Holy crap. And we're back. What's up, everybody? What's going on? It's been a long fucking week, man.
Mhm.
Like,
Yes, it has.
I've been so not wanting to do anything. I just listen, this is all I did today. I answered some email. I played a whole bunch of Arena. I caught up on Secret Invasion and Strange New Worlds, and then I watched 6 episodes of this show called A Crowded Room, which is about the dude who it's a pseudo adaptation of this dude who got off for having multiple personalities. He's the guy that had 24 personalities.
Okay.
Billy Gillen or something, I think it was his name originally, like his actual name. This has Tom Holland though, as Danny, whatever they name him. So it's kind of interesting to watch. It's kind of interesting to see that happening. As Tom Holland is not really like the kind of guy I would assume would be a guy that could play multiple personalities, but holy crap, does he do well.
Is it as good as what's his name from?
Is as good as Fassbender in Split? Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
I actually was like, holy crap, like this is like Split, the creepiness of Split, right?
Okay.
With like the kind of artsy version that was like the hell was that John Cusack movie where they were all the split the identities? Identity. It's just called Identity. Yeah.
Okay.
I
never saw.
Because like the first couple episodes, you're like, okay, so are these like really real people or are they figments of his imagination? Very similar to like In a Beautiful Mind, like the best friend who keeps showing up through the years, how he doesn't age and stuff like that. But but the main character keeps getting older and he keeps seeing the same age dude all over the time, like because he's losing his shit. So this is actually kind of cool, and it's almost very like Crazy Jane from Doom Patrol style too. Like there's like an underground and there's all the personalities and they all look differently, except she doesn't like the dude like he doesn't turn into them per se, like, but you don't get to see like him acting out as the other character until like episode 5. So
okay,
but it's really good, and they changed the crime that he had done, because like the original guy, I think, like raped and killed a bunch of people on Ohio State's campus. In this version, he like tries to kill his stepdad in the middle of Rockefeller Center. So
oh wow, okay, sounds interesting.
It's very cool. All right, everybody, welcome to the Toddcast. Sorry for the downer to start up, but whatever. We do what we do.
That's true.
So yeah. So we're gonna talk about comics. We're gonna talk about probably Secret Invasion, just a little bit though. Just a little tiny bit. Because it was another quick episode. But
it was very impactful. Like, yeah. I see where they're going with this. So what the next episode is the last, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh.
All right. So other things to keep in mind so that we don't just go into that. So remember this Saturday and Sunday, if you're in Dayton, Ohio, you can go out there and hang out with Todd at Gem City. We'll have a booth there. It's mostly Silver Age. The DC foil variants are going to be there. It's going to be awesome.
We will not be there.
I will definitely not be. I will be in Butler at the Butler Toy Show for most of Saturday morning. Just Tony and I are going to be up there doing that. It's going to be a good time. And then I got to drive to Irwin. Holy crap, am I tired? To do a thing with my ship, my Star Trek ship. So I'm going to be a busy guy all day long. How the fuck did that happen? All right. Anyway, hold on. There we go. Now I can hear you again. Don't forget about Steranko after that. Oh no, sorry. In between Steranko and this weekend, Justin and I will be in North Olmsted, Ohio for Neo Comic Con next weekend. Yep. So it's gonna be fun. Especially since I'm going to be super tired from seeing Pantera on Friday. But it's going to be a good time, I think. So, other than that, we don't really have anything else going on. We are doing some concert giveaway tickets at the Mills, so keep an eye out for those. Mm-hmm. Other than that,
check out YouTube channel. What was it? Hunting for Nostalgia.
Oh yeah,
we get. It's us, the Pittsburgh Comic Show, are prominently featured in that episode. So keep an eye out for that, folks.
Yeah, thank you, Nick, for posting that earlier today. Yes. I saw that. That was a good time. So, all right. So, all right, 2 of your booked covers are kind of small, but we're just going to go in the order in which that it lets me. So, we're going to try something new while showing the covers. Depending on how they show up, we're just going to keep going. So it may not go back and forth. It might be 2 Justins. It might be 3 Justins. It might be 1 Justin, 3 Johnson, and then 2 Justins. I don't know. It's going to be a fun time, though. Let's do it.
All right.
Boom.
Okay, there we go. This is the Last Ronin Lost Day special. This is a one-shot. This is not what you think of it, like the Last Ronin series at all. It follows April with the new turtles. You don't see much of Casey in this. She goes out on a date, and then April and the turtles go on these various errands. And each errand leads them down to various lowlifes and personalities of New York. And there's a lot of like flashbacks of April remembering who these people were or who they're related to or whatnot and how they fit into the whole Ninja Turtle lore. It basically ends with this very happy-go-lucky ending, and it was really odd for the Last Ronin series to be so positive with no tragedy intertwined. But I'm not hating it. I like this, that like even in a apocalyptic future, where everybody's still kind of recovering in New York, there can be good moments and a little bit of humanity in it. I don't want to give too many details because I feel like I'll ruin the book too much. So that'll be the end of my review. Kind of give you guys a little bit of, mystery of if you're thinking about picking this up. I will give this, though, on my review, I will give this a scrambled egg, an English muffin with a glass of almond milk.
Ooh, it's almond milk.
Almond milk. Well, that's what I drink. I drink almond milk, but that's,
It sounds like, I don't know if it's because I read a Moon Knight book this week, but it sounded like you said almond milk. Like it said, instead of almond milk. because there's an L in there that you're like
but
completely not even saying. It's amama, amama,
Amama,
amama.
almond milk.
Sorry, my
But
bad.
yeah, this was like an average book, but you know, like I said, with this whole last Ronin series, which I'm sure everybody enjoyed, this is a nice change of pace, and I don't think you'll hate it. So
Cool.
that's about where it'll go.
All right.
So
Let's see who gets the next book. Ah,
okay, short and sweet for the first one. This one's gonna be longer. Okay,
Sure.
because
Go for it.
here's Street Fighter 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter #2. Right off the bat, like this picks up where it left off in #1. Raph pretty much starts shit with Guile in the alley, saying he paid off the ref. They start kind of tussling a little bit. The other Street Fighters, like especially Chun-Li, she started like get them, and then you see like this little mechanical probe and just electrocutes everybody in the alley. And again, we go to a panel where Stockman is arguing with Bison, saying, "Quit trying to get the turtles involved in this." He's like, "You do not want involved in this. This is a bad time." So they agreed to kind of take all the Street Fighters and like send them back to the hotel and take the turtle and put him somewhere else so they'd stop the fighting. They finally get back to the tournament in Vegas here. Pretty much they're all angry at each other at this point. Street Fighters are calling the turtles evil and villains, and Raph's calling them a bunch of pussies. And it's I love this book. It is like I laughed like reading this. I want this to be a cartoon series. Can we make this a cartoon series, please? I think this would be funny as shit. Yeah. Finally, they get to Ryu versus Leo. And this one is pretty good because they're trying to feel each other out. Ryu had the upper hand for most of this fight, except when he's like, I'm going to beat up your brother. And Leo actually loses his cool, beats the piss out of Ryu. Wow. And I'm like, wow. I was like, go Leo. So that was kind of cool. Didn't expect that.
That's awesome.
And then it goes next to Donnie versus Ken. They're kind of even. But at this point, the Turtles and the Street Fighter just kind of start like fighting outside of the ring, and it kind of goes inside to the ring, and it's just all hell breaking loose at this point.
That's awesome.
That's when Bison goes and sends his little soldiers who look like weird mixtures of Foot with Shredder accessories on them. It was a kind of a weird combo. That's of awesome. His lackeys. They're basically just beating on it like the lackeys. But after everything clears, Raph and Chun-Li are missing. They get taken by Bison, and Baxter Stockman apparently has made some kind of psycho bomb. That's what he calls it. So I don't know where that goes. So the Turtles and the Street Fighter crew are working together, and we'll find out what happens after that. This was give me a thing of hash browns, 2 links of sausage, 2 things of bacon, and a full-on Western omelet with a iced latte.
Oh, Gross. Why would
That's
you have
how.
an iced latte at breakfast unless you're having like a breakfast sandwich? Gross.
eh,
Gross.
but it's
Gross.
like an iced latte with chocolate in it, so I'm cool with that. But
Okay. Okay.
but this is by far my favorite book of the week so far. I love this series. It's only 2 books in, and like I said, I want this to be an animated series. I think this could do well.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Next up on which book gets reviewed?
Wheel.
Oh, damn it!
All right. Okay.
I promise I did not rig this at all.
All right. This is again a book I was reading. For those who don't know, I am a heavy metal guy.
Never
So
would have
I
known.
saw this and I'm like, I have to read this. I mean, look at the cover.
I know,
It's,
right?
you know, basically this is just like a giant parody comic of not only his time with Merciful Fate, but his solo career. You see like this messenger demon that like fucks with him, even delivers him a letter. And you'll appreciate this. It's from Gene Simmons, basically telling King Diamond, hey, your makeup's getting a little too close to my demon makeup.
Yeah.
Better watch it.
I mean that happened though. Like
Yeah.
that legitimately happened. Yeah.
Mm.
That's funny.
So I chuckled at that. There's some interesting guests in this book. There's a Metallica appearance. There's Dave Grohl. And they're all very pro King Diamond because he obviously is a very influential man in metal, even to this day. If you're a heavy metal music fan, you'll love it. My only issue with this comic is they used the cheapest of cheap material.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the inside is like old school newspaper, but the ink was coming off my hand into my hands.
Oh, gross.
And I'm like, and the cover, like I'm very careful when I read. The spine ticks are on this thing already, just coming out of the box was, ugh.
Jeez.
But you know what? I'm gonna keep it anyway because I have a bunch of like rock and roll. This is part of the rock and roll series. I think you even get a preview of the next one, which I think is going to be Foo Fighters.
Oh,
So Foo Fighters will be the next in this series of rock and roll.
cool.
I give this, like, besides the actual material it's made out of, I'll give this a solid omelet with mushrooms. Give me like 4 strips of bacon and
Ooh.
what to drink. They give it a solid chocolate milk.
But it's all on a paper plate and in a paper cup, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Styrofoam cup, whatever.
Okay.
A Dixie cup. It's a Dixie cup.
It's a
It's a Dixie cup of chocolate milk. But it's, if you read it online or something, I'm sure you'll get a kick out of it. But if you're going to collect it, like put it in your bag and board it right away so you don't ruin it.
Fair
but
enough.
it was a solid read. I laughed. Awesome parody. Cool. So
Cool. All right. I guess which book will be my first book at this point? Thank you, Justin, for all of your reviews. Ooh, Moon Knight. All right, cool. So this one is written by a friend of mine, Dave Pepos. This is, I think, his first solo Moon Knight book. It's pretty cool. Like, so it starts out, he's still in that whole woe's me, I can't ever get to the point where Khonshu's gonna leave me alone. So he goes and saves this kid named Khalil from the Jackal Gang, who are these guys that worship Anubis. And like Moon Knight kills all of these dudes. The kid almost comes out unscathed, and then you find out he actually is bleeding out. So he takes him to his other half, Hunter's Moon, to get looked at. Hunter's Moon's like, holy shit, I don't know if I can get him alive. He gets his heart beating again. He's like, he's in a coma. He's like, however, I don't know if his soul is in there. Moon Knight's, well, shit, now I gotta go get his soul in the city of the dead. And so that kind of leads you into it. So you get down there, and I have to say though, the art in this book is absolutely phenomenal.
Is
I'm
it
digging
the
pretty
same
hard.
as the cover, or the same artist for did the cover?
I
is
don't
this-
think so. Hold on, I'm checking
Okay.
on that. No, the cover art was Rochelle Rosenberg. The penciler is Marcelo Ferreira. And it's awesome. It's kind of got like almost like a high def version of like Sienkiewicz. Is kind of how I'll say the style is.
Okay.
So anyway, Moon Knight gets up to the gates, and the guards the gates are like, "Whoa, yo, you're still alive. You can't be coming down in this shit." And then you get to see like the Sands and like the Ammit the Devourer, who eats all the people that are stuck in the Dead Sea. Eventually he sees the Jackal Gang guy, so he runs down the Jackal Gang guy to see if the Jackal Gang guy can tell him why they're trying to hunt this kid. He just says, be very afraid of what goes on. The rest of the Jackal Gang show up. Only now they're actually empowered with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, because they where is it? Oh yeah, because they even mention En-Sabah Nur, who is Apocalypse when he was a real human.
Mhm.
So like they have a giant street fight. It's freaking awesome. There's all kinds of crazy shit from his brain that comes in, and then all of a sudden Scarlet Scarab is in here, and Scarlet Scarab is now the protector of the dead city, because she had died as well. And then it just kind of leads up to more Jackal Gang in issue 2. I'm super excited about it. This book was very well written. The art, like I said, the art is freaking awesome. Definitely check it out. I'm giving it 3 eggs, a sausage patty, 4 strips of bacon, and a tall black coffee, and a side of yogurt, because it was very meaty. For number 1 to be that meaty, like, you don't get that a lot anymore.
Now, is this the series that they say Moon Knight is going to die?
I think so. Technically, he did to get into the City of the Dead.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's actually dead or whatever.
That was just like hype.
Yeah. But it was very well done.
Now, is this outfit the same as he is, or is he all white?
He's all white, but it's that design.
Okay. Because I like this black and the white, because it kind of looks, it's a nice refreshing difference.
Yeah,
compared
but
to him
I
all
kind of
white.
like the classic all white.
Well, not arguing, but sometimes
Yeah.
this is not the worst
No,
costume
no,
design
definitely
seen
not.
something.
No. I still like it. And if you like this book, check out Dave's other Marvel works. He did Savage Avengers and fuck, I forget what
The
the other one
newer
was.
volume or the older volume?
The newer volume. So, all right, my next book is Void Rivals. So, last time we read it purely for Transformers. I like the story in it. A lot of people didn't. I really like it. It's kind of got like a kind of like a saga vibe to me. In this issue, you get a lot of the background from the main dude's point of view. Like, he was out chasing a comet because he needs the ice in the comet so that his planet won't die because they need more water. So he gets shot into space, the rocket, and he apparently gets knocked out, and the computer can't wake him up, and he misses, and that's how he ends up wrecking. So then you kind of hear, like, you understand that the two planets used to be one shared thing, and they think that this is some kind of God experience thing is telling this guy that they're probably going to be put back together. So then him and the girl from the other planet strip their ships and build one ship to get out of there. And they have the whole, like, I'm supposed to hate you, I'm supposed to kill you, why would we do this, blah blah blah. They get out into space, and they're both wearing their ROM-like helmets, and it gets tractor beamed in by a big bad space lizard guy. I liked it. I think the writing's solid, except I don't think that it's moving fast enough. It's a little on the slow end. So for that, I'm gonna give it 2 dippy eggs and a hash brown and a cup of orange juice.
Well,
So-
it is Robert Kirkman. He does
Right.
take his time.
He does. Usually after the first like 3 or 4 issues, it picks up though.
Yeah.
So he's got some time to work it out. I think it'll be fun. The last book is Scrapper from Image Comics, Cliff Bleszinski and Alex DeCampi. I love Alex DeCampi's art. That's why I picked this book up. So this is about a dog who has, you can see him on the left there. He's got like a weird collar thing attached to him. And he can talk, not just other dogs, but he can talk. And he has super strength and all this other shit. And he's kind of cleaning up the city, and he's saving a girl from being sex trafficked. And it's almost got like a Batman Beyond vibe because it's a little bit futury, right? Where like all these tech giants have taken over the slums, and like if you can't pay your rent, this giant robot shows up and is like, yo rent, get out. And then if you like, so that happens to him.
So
you-
RoboCop.
Sorta, yeah. So you see his owners, right? And his owners like, well, I guess we'll feed you as long as you keep the rats out of the restaurant. So his owner's like, oh, final notice, crap. So they go to feed him, and as they feed him, one of those robots crashes through the door and is like, hey, you need to leave immediately. And then the oven dings, and it's like threat detected, and it's like, it's just a bread timer, and then the robot kills them, and the dog goes like full crate, like gets like all kinds of mutated and huge, and like rips this robot apart. And the thing on his the neck, the sort of collar thing, it activates. It says battle mode activated. Welcome to Smite, Project Sybaris. And I'm like, oh, neat. So it's kind of got like I said, it's got like all these cool parts of all these different books I like. So I'm excited for it.
It sounds like a little bit of mythos in there too.
Yeah, I'm giving this, let's do 2 scrambled eggs with cheese and mushrooms and hot sauce,
Ooh.
breakfast potatoes, 2 strips of bacon and an English muffin, and a glass of Earl Grey. Hot.
Ooh. Ooh, fancy.
Oh, I really like the art. That's really what's driving me on this one.
It looks very nice, like
Yeah.
the cover. Looks very
Alex
nice.
DeCampi does not disappoint ever. So yeah, that's pretty much my reads for this week. And hope you enjoyed them. Hope you go pick up some of them and
definitely. It seemed to be a very good indie week this
I was
week.
gonna say, like, I didn't really have that many polls at all.
No.
Like,
Although there is honorable mention, Blade, the new Blade came out this week.
honorable mention, Superboy, Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Big Game #1 by Mark Miller, which is the new Nemesis book. And Batman White Knight presents Generation Joker #3.
Yeah, I stopped reading it after that first issue. But the new Ronin came out this week as well. So those are my
You mean the new Frank Miller Ronin?
yes.
Yeah.
Frank Miller Ronin. Yes.
Be specific.
Yes, I know. But the Blade one that I did like is someone took it already. It's one of those monocolor covers where they blend in, and it's Blade in black and red, and his cape blends into the background. And I'm like,
awesome.
That's beautiful. I didn't want it. I want the Wolverine one, which is an insanely expensive variant, but it's gone from the mills because I checked on it today because a customer was asking if we had it. And I'm like, well, I did see it. I was like, but that was yesterday.
Are you talking about the Frank Miller ones? Because he's doing like a bunch of covers. And the Wolverine one for that
this is
looks
not
like
a Frank
garbage.
Miller
Okay.
one. This is a Blade. This is that weird blending where they do two colors. Like they did the Wolverine, they did a Rogue, they did a couple of them that are really nice, but they did Blade, and you see him in his, like, this is like full on Wesley Snipes Blade.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up to see if I can find it.
Yeah, it should be in there. Because I don't think it's a rare one, but
the John Tyler Christopher one.
is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he's the one who does all those covers.
God damn it. This thing won't show me the whole thing, but I can maybe. Okay, hold on. You're talking about that one.
Yes.
All right. Let's see if we can, you know what? Let's see if we can find you one.
Yeah.
Come on. Available.
I just love how the cape just melds into the background. And the same thing with the swords as well. Because that's the Blade that I remember.
Waterfront has one. Ohio has one. Next nearest one, Robot Zero. I mean, I think you have options.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have Todd pick up one over at Superfly if you want.
I'm good. I gotta pay for the stuff that I got, so I'm good.
Fair enough.
But I do appreciate those covers.
Yeah.
So
cool. So all right. So before we talk about Secret Invasion, you're probably wondering why we called Which Side Are You On? Is the title of this episode. So I want to keep this very short because I don't really want there's no discussion to this. Just understand that we support the union guys, both the actors and the writers guilds, because knowing what some of those residual checks are is stupidly terrible. And it's just, and the faster they get it fixed, the faster we get back to all of our fun, normal shit.
And also, for whatever reason, if you're a billionaire who happens to watch YouTube and you happen to catch us, maybe not sound such of a douchebag. I mean, I saw what's his name, Iger from Disney Plus said, and I'm like, dude, you Probably
he
should have
makes
kept
like
your mouth shut.
he makes like $750,000 a day.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
come on.
And then he was complaining that they were asking too much while he was on a billionaire retreat.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
maybe you should learn to not take such a big fat paycheck. Yeah.
well, like I said, maybe it's, don't sound like that. Just say we're working on this together. We
Let's
will
build a middle
do our
class
best.
together. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Instead of saying what you said, it sounds very, very bad.
Right.
The optics are bad.
Oh, fuck yeah, they are. Okay. So yeah, that's enough said. Just hopefully you guys work it out fast and we can get back to normal stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that I don't want to see get canceled. I know they've
Mhm.
already announced a couple things. But I want cool things to keep coming. So even if they do
Especially the
slow down a little bit, that's
Netflixers.
fine, whatever.
Netflix
So,
has already done a
right.
few. I mentioned
so
before we started
okay,
the live action He-Man movie that we were all hoping to get.
come on. You knew it was going to
Nixed
be
it.
garbage anyway. Come on, no.
It
They
couldn't be
probably
worse than Dolph
Oh,
Lundgren.
dude.
Come on, it cannot be worse than
I
that.
love the Dolph Lundgren movie.
But we
So.
love it because it's so awful. I want like I want to
No,
love
I love it
one.
because there was a fucking badass Skeletor in it. That's why.
But I
So
want one where we know who all the characters are and it's a legitimately good product.
fair.
Like I don't want my memory of that going, hey, here's 10-year-old me watching this. Oh, this is kind of cool, but I don't know who these guys are except He-Man and Skeletor, and that's it.
Right. No, Man at Arms, Tila, and Evil Lynn were in there too.
But they didn't
Come
look
on.
like them. They didn't look like them.
Whatever.
It was
Anyway. So but fuck. I had something and now I lost it. But there is still stuff coming down the pike anyway, which is good. Um anyone want to take bets on how fast Flash is coming to HBO? Because that movie did less money than Green Lantern, and that's all I'm gonna say. That my Green Lantern movie, which you have to watch skipping the parallax parts to make it good, it did better at the box office than the Flash. Yeah.
Well, again, we will preface to say it. We know why it did that. Again, it was optics. And you and I both said the movie itself is not bad.
No.
It's not bad at all.
Right.
And that's the shame of it is I think they tried to put their best foot forward with this one.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that people, like I said, they could have had Ezra Miller, maybe opt them out. I don't know what they could have done.
It's also a little bit of like hey, we know this universe is now no longer going to be the same, so
yeah,
who cares? And I get that too. So
yeah.
all right, let's talk Secret Invasion for 5-10 minutes, because we need to make this one quick because I need to do another Zoom call after this.
Okay.
So,
Let's see. Action packed.
Yep.
I felt like they rushed this.
This episode felt very fast.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was starting to get into it, and before I knew it, it's done. And I'm like,
yeah,
what the hell? I'm like,
that's why. Because I was like, I feel like it's really fast.
Yeah,
like it was just really like short.
It felt rushed. Like they were just trying to pump it out, or I don't know what they were trying to do, but I just hope that the last episode here will be a tad longer and it impacts everything down the line, hopefully.
I'm just trying to see how long it actually is.
I want to say it was maybe 20-25 minutes. It wasn't even
30,
a half hour.
37 minutes for this one. Last week was 36. Episode 3 was 42. 2 was 56. And 1 was 53. So I don't know how.
How the heck did they do that? That makes my head hurt.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have. I understand it's a Disney Plus show, and they do this short snippets. They didn't want to make it this big long thing.
Right.
I felt like they could have did more with maybe 1 or 2 more episodes, like maybe make this an 8-parter, and it probably
Mhm.
would have done better.
Mm.
I like the premise. The premise doesn't bother me. I like the Super Scroll thing. I'm cool with it. I just don't know where they're going. I kind of have an idea where this might go. But it depends if they changed up the idea of what they're doing. Again, I'll go back to Mr. Iger going, we put out too much Disney stuff. Therefore, he was saying something about spoiling the fans or some bullcrap like that. And I kind of got a little bit of a headache when he said that. I get headaches when people say stupid shit.
I understand.
And I feel like he said something ridiculously dumb. And I was like, well, I think it's more along the line of, we want quality stuff. You literally have the source material in your backyard, and you think you keep modifying it and it's going to work, and it hasn't for a couple series. Not everything. There are cool parts.
I think the thing that did it was when they did Endgame, like a lot of people's contracts were up. So it was like, oh, we're just going to say goodbye to all these characters. And they built a lot of those guys very well. Like, you're not going to get another chance to do Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 again.
Yeah.
Or at least not Iron Man 1 and 2, because 3 could have been done again. Or Captain America. Like, there's a lot of, and as much as we wish they would redo Thor 2 and 3 and 4, and it's a different thing to suck that stuff into that world, create that world, and then you need to expand it because you can't use the same guys over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But if I think they did it right, I think the pandemic just junked. Like, the pandemic hit at the opportune time for that break, because it hit right after Spider-Man, right? Yeah. So,
well, then, to be fair, then that gave them more time to flush.
Or right after Black Widow, or
no, Black Widow.
No, Black Widow came out during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that was already like in the works.
But did that delay hurt Marvel, and did that delay hurt DC too? Because DC didn't really delay it; they just went straight for streaming with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But man,
I think the pandemic hurt a lot of things. I give that. But it also gave you time to be like, you know what, guys, maybe we should do something like this and flush it out a little bit. Maybe they should have taken the time to actually read the comic books, because I think half the time they don't read the source material. And they're just like, well, I remember this part from the book, so let's base everything on that, and we'll make everything up as we go along. And then
this show didn't really do that, but it did.
No, not saying
Secret Invasion. But you couldn't really call it, like, it's not the same as Secret Invasion, the book. It's partially, but it's also partially Kree Skrull War, and it's also partially like a Tales of Suspense Nick Fury book. So, if you can do it and make it work, cool. But some stuff you're like, what the hell?
But then that's the issue of too many cooks in the kitchen, and you come up with garbage. So it's kind of that, if you do one or two at the same time, it's my go-to for this was the Anne Rice novels. When they made Lestat, that second movie, they slammed two books together. And
Oh, you mean when they slammed Lestat and Queen of the Damned
Lestat
together?
and Queen of the Damned together, and they could have did a movie on each one and it would have been fine. But when
Right.
you slam two together, it turned out to be a piece of garbage.
Yeah, but it had, I don't know, I thought it was all right, and it had a really good soundtrack. But if I wouldn't have read the
That's-
books, I think if I wouldn't have read the books, I would have hated it. So
Yes.
but I
But
liked it.
I mean, again, it's one of those things I like to read the books and then be like, okay, what can be done realistically in the real world and how we
Right.
do it. But again, this is what that strike is hurting a little bit, is a lot of it is, well, you weren't paying your CGI people enough for hours and hours of work that you wanted pushed through. And this is kind of catching up a little bit. It's kind of, you get the whole, if you take your time, the audience will be here. You did a 10-year long run that was hugely successful. You could have did another 10-year run and made it equally as successful. And I think they tried to speed it up a little bit too much. Now, Secret Invasion, I think will be fine. I see where they're going with it. I'm a big fan of the Nick Fury character in the MCU.
Yeah.
And I do want to know who he called, because there's two theories that I've heard over the internets.
Well, there's a bunch, but
they're the two favorites that I've heard are
okay.
Maria Hill
Mhm.
coming back from the dead, which I think I called that.
Yeah, I think that's where it's gonna go, but yeah.
Or Thunderbolt Ross, and we get Red Hulk, which I'm kind of secretly hoping for.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but I can see Thunderbolt Ross and the actual Thunderbolt show up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, maybe that with Maria Hill intertwined in somewhere. Maybe she's leading, like it'll be Thunderbolt Ross being the new Nick Fury, and then Maria Hill, and then Thunderbolts.
I kind of hope that the Thunderbolts are what take down the Skrulls. Like, I want that to happen.
I'm kind of down with that.
You know, like I kind of want that to happen, because I think that would be fucking sweet, and it'd be a little more like the end of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and they could take kind of the place of the Dark Avengers,
yeah. Which I mean, yeah.
Which is basically what the Thunderbolts are. Dark Avengers, Thunderbolts intertwined throughout the comic books, and I'm cool with that. I have no issue with that whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And I'm kind of hoping either way, although I would like to see Harrison Ford at the end also kind of being, his first MCU appearance in this. I'm not going to argue on it. I think it'd be cool.
I think that would just be cool to see him show up and then Fury be like, "You're late," or something.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Cool. All right. Well,
10 minutes to spare.
Good deal. Short one for once. So thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you guys check us out. Like, share, and comment. Yes. Everything you do.
Yep.
And
if you guys want to get a hold of us, John's on all the socials. I'm on all the socials. You're under what? John Engel.
John W. Engel. It's like as you see it on the screen right now with a W in the middle. Yes. Actually, let me make sure. Yeah. Our name does show up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You
you're on
could,
like, yeah, yours all kinds of different shit all over the place.
yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I used my gamer moniker. It's Doc Oz 78. That's my Twitter. It's my Instagram. That's my Threads.
Wait. Is it Doc DOC or Doc
DOC,
DOCK?
DOC.
Like you're gonna dock with Oz.
No, it's
No,
Doc,
you don't
as in
dock.
like doctor.
Okay. You don't
It,
dock. It's okay.
no, I don't.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys want to get a hold of us directly, give us
Yeah,
show
hit us up.
ideas, talking points, whatever. We will
Yeah.
gladly do that on a show once in a while.
Yeah, hit us up. It'll be a good time. We appreciate it. We want to hang out. We want to, do all kinds of stuff.
It's true.
Gonna be good. And then, don't forget to come up and hang out with us in North Olmsted up by Cleveland in a couple weeks. It's gonna be a blast. So,
Yep.
all right,
I bring lots of caffeine.
and cash. So we're gonna
Caffeine
have a
and
lot of cool
cash.
shit. We have bought a bunch of collections, and I am keeping the books with me to premiere at that, so I don't have to scrounge around for
And
shit.
folks, I don't even know what it is. John
So I
doesn't
will
tell me
I
till
will
later.
tell you that a majority of them are $20 to $30, but there
Nice.
are some heavy hitter books, or not really heavy hitter books, but some decently heavy hitter books, and there's some pretty cool shit in that 20 to 30 range, including a first Archangel, just so you know.
There you go.
Yeah. So all right, guys. Oh, I got the hiccups now, so I'm gonna go. Thanks. Talk to